Yo, what is up everybody, and welcome back to another Madden 21 online CFM game. Whoa, hold your horses. We made another trade? Oh yes we did. The Detroit Lions have officially sent DeAndre Swift to the Las Vegas Raiders. Down goes our 89 overall starting running back, and in return, we get second-year right end Aiden Hutchinson, who can be a day one starter for our Detroit Lions, and probably more importantly, the first round pick from Las Vegas, which is currently projected to be a top 5 pick in the upcoming draft. The Raiders, as of right now, only have one win this season, so I would say they're probably not going to make playoffs, and there's a very good chance that this is going to be a top 10 pick in the draft. There is a decent chance that the Lions have 2 picks in the top 10 in the upcoming draft. But what this does, as far as, playing for draft positioning, is it makes our draft pick not as important. To where now, if we want to go chase the playoffs, we can do it without feeling the burden that if we go 7-9 or 8-8 and we come up just short, that's like, damn, we really hurt our draft pick when we should have just been developing players and thrown caution to the wind, forget about wins. Now we have the Raiders first round pick to fall back on to be like, okay, let's go for it with the Detroit Lions. Let's ball out for the rest of this season. No looking back now. And then whatever happens, we have that draft pick, and what that also does is it gives us another bullet in the chamber as far as the quarterback situation. What is the upcoming quarterback situation of our Detroit Lions? Is Drew Lock the guy? He played very well in last week's game against the Chicago Bears. So we are now in week 9 of the 2022 season here in the Premier Madden League. We are going to be playing the Green Bay Packers CPU. As I mentioned in the previous video, the actual Packers user was on the verge of being kicked out of the CFM for not playing his games, not even responding to people. Like, I try to get this guy to play me, and like, this dude completely ducked the matchup. I don't think he was too happy about losing by like 30 the first time out. So here we are underway with the Packers CPU. So in the meantime, let's talk about what's going on, because a lot just happened in that little pregame, right? So obviously we made the trade. DeAndre Swift was definitely made expendable with the addition of 3 running backs in the draft, along with we have TJ Logan on our roster from free agency, so we got 4 new running backs. So DeAndre Swift was definitely on the chopping block for the right price. DeAndre Swift was not going to be a guy that we're going to trade for pennies, but the Raiders came knocking on the door and gave us a right end that we could start right now, and that first round pick, that could be a game changer no matter what we do with that first round pick. That is a game changer, and like I said, it's another bullet in the chamber for not just the quarterback situation, but just Drew Lock works out. That's just like, we can make a trade with that first round pick for another star. There's just a lot that we can do. So I would say, considering how we started our season, I do really like the moves that we made. Like, they're not all win now moves, but they are, I would say, good gambles that our Lions have made. The Bobby Wagner trade, like, it's not all just, trading away for young guys. We got Bobby Wagner. I like that. I like what Bobby Wagner brings to the table. Yeah, we got rid of TJ Hawkinson, but honestly, I don't think we've really missed TJ Hawkinson too much, right? Like, he never really saw those kind of targets on our offense. We got the second round pick on top of that. So we're also acquiring a lot of draft picks out of this, right? So we ship away DeAndre Swift, who is, at best splitting carries with the likes of Ty Johnson and John Emery, and we worked that situation out, and someone had to go at some point, and it ended up being DeAndre Swift. I love DeAndre Swift, but it just never really worked out for us, right? Like, I tried my hardest to make DeAndre Swift the featured back, but when we needed him most, he never truly stepped up. So I mean, we could get a top 10 pick out of that, potentially top 5 pick, maybe even the number 1 pick in the draft. Right? Like, there's a chance the Raiders get the number 1 pick in the draft. Low chance at that. Like, the Rams have won like 1 game, and they might never win another game in this CFM. But I like our chances of getting a game-changing player with that pick, and then our own draft pick as well, which I'm hoping is not that good. Like, I'd like to make a run with our Lions, and if we could win against this Green Bay Packers squad, that'll put us at 3-5, which, considering how disastrous our season has been so far, might not be too bad. 3-5. If we win this game, it'll be 2 wins against the Packers CPU, but it's 2 wins. don't matter, right? You just work your way up from there, and you just, make the most out of your situation. That's if we win this game, as we throw the interception with Drew Lock. The second main thing that happened in this pregame show that I gave you guys is that we re-signed Will Harris. That was a no-brainer, right? Like, there was no way we're going to let Will Harris walk. We have a ton of cap space, and, Will Harris wasn't even asking for that much money. So if there was ever a no-brainer GM decision to make in a Madden CFM, online, offline, don't matter, it was that Will Harris contract, all right? Like, he could have asked for about $5 million more, and I would still gave it to him, all right? Will Harris is a baller out there. So we got him and Tracy Walker in our secondary for years to come. Speaking of Tracy Walker, that is the final thing we got to talk about here. Tracy Walker has a dev story in the CPU game. It's literally the only reason why I am playing the CPU instead of taking a forced win. I don't want to play the CPU, but I want to get this dev story with Tracy Walker, which we're not doing a good job of so far. We have 0 forced turnovers as we go into halftime and the halftime show. So let's put that on the back burner as we go to the game of the week. Yeah, we're still doing the halftime show even though it is a CPU game. And we have Brandon Cooks downfield for the Houston Texans. They're going against the Philadelphia Eagles. Carson Wentz downfield. This is a Kiki QT revenge game. Yeah, you bet you never saw that one coming. The Texans didn't see that coming. Oh, but they see that pass right into the arms of the Honey Badger. We weren't the only ones making moves at the trade deadlines. The Texans brought back Tyrann Mathieu into the state of Texas, and they had themselves a 10-point lead, but it is quickly going away, and it's gone. Poof. Miles Sanders takes it away, but Deshaun Watson, as he's done before, is able to rally the troops, finding Will Fuller, but with just 27 seconds left, QT with a heartbreaker to Houston. That is a Philadelphia victory. Now let's go into the rest of the action. Starting off downfield, it's Washington. That's our opponent next week, who find themselves down double digits to the Dallas Cowboys, but with under a minute to go, Haskins with the clutch throw in the corner gets the victory for Washington. They move to 5-3 as we go to the Miami Dolphins, who throw a pick, and it's going for 6. Not looking good for Tua and the boys, but hold on just a second. Deck the halls. Oh, that man got decked with an ankle breaker right there. An action-packed first quarter, but as the game went on, it was a lot more Buffalo Bills than Miami Dolphins. Bills win this one. They double up the Miami score as we go to the Pittsburgh Steelers getting intercepted. Is this Javon Holland again? Like, every single halftime show, this man is getting a pick and it's going for 6. Unbelievable. He will definitely, yeah, it is Javon Holland. He's definitely going to be breaking records out here. But is it good enough for a victory? Because Josh Jacobs says otherwise. Jacobs, who was recently traded from Las Vegas to the Steelers, gets the touchdown. But Lamar Jackson, can you say dagger? That's the Ravens going 7-1. Meanwhile, the Steelers season is slowly falling apart. Wide open, 2-2 Atwell. He's got the touchdown. Don't worry about the little choppy. That's from the highlights. That is not your connection. That is not me. That is the stream that we got this from. I just clipped these plays from people's streams to make this halftime show, so that's just how it goes, and you just gotta hope people have good connection, which usually happens. But in that case, we gotta work with what we got, and the Falcons made it work. They got a victory. Tampa Bay's been making it work all season long, but they find themselves down 4 in the fourth quarter. But then Mike Evans is there to save the day, over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns to help the Bucs stay undefeated. No, this is not Cam Newton. This is Justin Fields wearing that signature Carolina Panthers #1 and leading an absolute blowout. Oh, Baker not even in the game to take that sack, as the former Detroit Lion Desmond Trufant, who is apparently a superstar, takes it back for 6. And finally, I think we have one more after this. Whoop, whoop. Oh, Dalvin Cook. No, it's actually the last one. Dalvin Cook breaking ankles, breaking hearts. Vikings get the win. Giants get their second loss of the season. And now here we are back into the second half. And at this point, the main focus for me, I mean, really the only focus since the game started. Oh, but since we have the win, I think, secured? Actually, hold on. Let's make sure we get the win. And then the other thing is the dev story. But John Emery just fumbled the ball, which might be like our 10th lost fumble this year, or something crazy like that. This is annoying. Like, this is actually annoying, fumbling this many times in a game, right? Like, how many times do actual team fumble in the first half of their season, right? Like, it's just like when you fumble the ball like that, it's like, what else can you do sometimes, you know? Like, I put my carrying on conservative, but like, does it really have to come to that? Like, I really hope it doesn't. In the meantime, you know, after Aaron Jones just absolutely bodied someone on our team, we'll just try to answer back with mainly Amon-Ra St. Brown. So Drew Lock is putting up numbers against the CPU right now. He's got almost 400 yards. John Emery apparently just got his 3rd touchdown in the game, so Drew Lock's doing all the passing, but Emery is the one cashing in the checks right now. It's all good, though. As long as we win the game, as long as we just leave the CPU. And the other thing you really hope for is no injuries, so no one's gotten injured so far. We're doing all good on that front. CPU is going to make it a 2-possession game here at the start of the 4th quarter, so they make it kind of interesting as we got Drew Lock trying to move the pocket here. But unfortunately, we still have 0 turnovers as a team, I believe. So, yeah, not even one. And we're in the 4th quarter, and we haven't even secured this win just yet. We just punted the ball to the Packers. And, I mean, the good thing is Tracy Walker doesn't exactly need this X-Factor dev. We don't get it. It's not like a deal-breaker as a star to superstar dev story would be. But it would have been nice to get it. 4th down and 17. So, first of all, the Packers declined the penalty. I have no idea why. AI brain cells just completely malfunctioned. That worked out for us, though. That is Eric Stokes who gets the interception. Stokes, who had the pick 6 in the last game against the Bears, gets one there. Obviously, on 4th down, you don't want to pick the ball off. You want to swat it in that situation, so it looks stupid. As 3rd down and goal, Lock over the linebacker, finding Galladay. Galladay and Amon-Ra are definitely both having big games, especially Amon-Ra St. Brown. But, yeah, we had to go for the pick to try to get the dev story. But it's still a long shot at this point. Jamario Moon, sorry, that's a former NBA player. Jeremiah Moon gets the sack. It's 3rd down and 21, and hold your horses. That's an interception. That's Will Harris. It doesn't have to be Tracy Walker making these plays, but it feels so good when with just 10 seconds left, it's Tracy Walker who gets the interception. That is turnover number 3 of the game. That's all we needed. 3 team turnovers. That's it. I mean, we could have used 3 big plays from Tracy Walker, but we didn't quite get that. What we did get is the win, and I think the dev's still redone. Obviously, when it comes to Madden, you got to hold your breath and hope for the best, because this game is fluky. So Emery, not too bad in his first game as the guy. So now that DeAndre Swift is gone, this is John Emery's job to lose. Behind him is Ty Johnson and Christian Beal-Smith, basically in the depth chart, and then the other 2 guys are really flanked out way back. So, yeah, it's really John Emery's job, and 3 touchdowns, you take that. So, I mean, it was against this is a CPU game. You really can't put much weight into this. It's just like, I'm glad I wasn't the fool that lost to the CPU. That's all that really happened here. Trey Flowers had 5 sacks. There were some pretty impressive individual performances in this one that, you know, I'm not really going to go over too much. But Trey Flowers, I don't think has had 5 sacks in this entire CFM and got 5 against the Packers. So, I mean, play like that against actual users, Trey. And maybe you'll actually be worth your $20 million contract, or whatever in the world the Lions paid you for. But now, moment of truth. Cross your fingers. I think we got it. Babe Ruth out here calling his shot. Like, who with the nerve of this guy? But you got it done. Shout out to Tracy Walker. He is now an X Factor. So he's already a 90 overall. And now, I mean, he's really going to be developing rapidly. So secondary is really coming in right now. Stokes and Wright are playing well. Okuda's an X Factor. And then Walker and Will Harris are definitely doing their thing. And our Detroit Lions, you know, I don't want to say that we turned our season around because we just played the CPU and a Bears team that might not be as good as we expected. But, you know, these are signs of progress. So on that note, leave a like on the video if you guys enjoyed what you guys saw today. Subscribe for more Madden 21 gameplays. And I'll catch you guys next time where we don't play the CPU and we continue this online CFM. Thank you as always for watching.